Hello everybody and welcome back to Manifest with Finesse on YouTube. My name is Manifesting Gaia. That is my Twitter, TikTok, podcast, and Instagram. All the links are down below, and my affirmations list and audio rampage email is down below. And my master manifestation workshop where you can get programs, audios, ebooks on manifesting your specific person, love, princess treatment, and a bunch of other things linked below. And today's video is going to be about things that are blocking you from manifesting your specific person. I made this a Twitter thread on Twitter, so if you don't follow me, link in the link tree below. But I'm going to make this into a video. Of course, there are multiple blocks. These are just some common ones that I see. I've coached a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are doing it on your own. You guys are getting the programs, getting the audios, ebooks, and manifesting people in a day to 2 weeks, literally just by applying what I say or literally just by listening to audios. So super proud of you guys. There are some things I have picked up on that I see a lot of blocks when coaching. So here we go. Number one, you keep checking their social medias and spiraling. So I posted this point on TikTok also, and somebody was like, checking their social media is bad. And I was like, well, what are you even checking for? Because what are you checking for? And she was like, well, we don't follow each other, so I just like to. And I was like, exactly. Essentially, every time you refresh their Instagram, you check their followers, check their Snap scores, peek at their story views. Oh, I know this hack, so it doesn't show that I'm viewing their story, but I'm obsessed with them and they're on my pedestal, so I want to view their story, but I don't want them to know I viewed their story. When you do this, you're feeding into the version of them who isn't showing up for you. And you're also anchoring into the version of yourself who is still not chosen, still not wanted, and still unsure. Though it seems like a tiny action, it's rooted in fear. It's rooted in the ideas of, what if they moved on? What are they thinking? Do they miss me? Who are they with? And that's when people come to me and they're like, well, I saw that he posted, I didn't fully see the picture, but I saw like a manicure, so it looked like he was with another girl and I'm spiraling. That's why it's bad. That is why that is a low self-concept behavior, because it is you literally looking for problems, looking for issues, looking for, am I chosen and wanted? Because you're not self-validating. Manifestation responds to identity. So if you're not in the identity of someone who is chosen, okay, people are like, what does identity mean? I have a video on that and have a really good podcast episode on identity, and it's about a specific person. Like I use the example of manifesting in a specific person. If you knew you were chosen, or if you were, let's go to wish fulfilled. Either way, if you were already in a relationship with them, an ideal relationship with them, not this low self-concept version of you, but the highest version of you who knows they're loved, they're chosen, their value is not external. Okay, you're not chosen because they're not saying XYZ. You're chosen regardless. They don't play into whether I'm good enough or not. I'm good enough because I said so. When you're in the identity of being chosen, being loved already, being enough, you wouldn't do that, right? Because your identity is composed of your thoughts, behaviors, feeling state, meaning regulation, not emotions, but meaning regulation in your body. I don't think of this man or see his story pop on my Instagram and I'm like, because I'm the version of me who was loved and chosen. What am I freaking out about? I know that I'm the best thing. This man is lucky he even knows me. He knows my name. He's lucky we even follow. He's lucky I even follow him back, or she, or they, or them. They're lucky I even view their story. Why are you hiding yourself from their views? They're lucky they even get to see your username in their views. Period. So that's a lot different than, oh, I gotta check because what if they moved on? I gotta stalk them because they don't talk to me. That's your story. So this is the only way I can know what's going on with them. Why? Why are you that obsessed with knowing what's going on with somebody else? What's going on with you? What's going on with you is you're a dysregulated mess. Get yourself together. Block number 2, you keep replaying the old story of them and you. You say you want change, but your inner dialogue sounds like, they ghosted me, they're emotionally unavailable, they're stubborn, they always pull away, they don't like commitment, blah, 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 blah. Then you're still energetically locked into the past. My last video was literally about why you're stuck and why you keep manifesting the same past and why you're stuck in the same circumstances. Somebody just commented on TikTok. They were like, well, I've been manifesting a specific person and it always ends the same way. Like we get to this point and then it goes down and I'm like, well, your nervous system, your body, you're locked into the past. Let's say your example, or let's say your block is you're somebody who's used to being let down for their birthday, for Valentine's Day, for Christmas, for whatever holiday. You've been with people who don't go all out. Even if you're with a new person, or if you manifest a person back in, when you reach that Valentine's Day, your mind's going to kick into the stories of they never do anything, they don't put in effort, so then that's going to trigger your body, and it's going to remember all the times your body was in that state. And then it's going to manifest because you're going to feel it, you're going to think it, you're going to think it, you're going to feel it, you're going to persist in those states, and it's going to manifest. Regulating your nervous system, program for that below. If that's what your inner dialogue sounds like, if it's always, this is who they are, this is what our dynamics like, this is what love is like, this is what men are like, this is what women are like, you're affirming what was instead of embodying what is or what is possible. With manifesting anything, it requires you to drop the old story of them, of you, of the dynamic, of anything that does not support what you're trying to manifest. It requires you to drop it. This includes the story that you've told your friends 100 times about them. Stop venting, stop complaining, stop writing them the paragraphs about the same problem over and over. The reason the same problem keeps happening is because it keeps happening within you. You keep having fake arguments in your head about the same problem. You keep getting angry about the same problem, and you keep saying, well, you're not going to change anyway. Well, that's your story. They're probably not going to change. Not probably, they won't unless you change the story. This means letting go of the resentment and pain that you have towards them. Now, when I say let go, I don't mean excusing bad behavior. It means, one, you release the version of you who allowed it. The treatment we accept is what we think we're worthy of receiving. So I'm not saying to accept the worst. I'm saying you're not even in a place where you're expecting the worst, right? A lot of people have this, oh, I'm scared that I'm going to manifest them and it's going to be the same. Well, that would only happen if you assumed it and expected it. But number two, you have to understand, you get as much of your specific person change in them as much as you have changed. So if you manifest them back, but you're still feeling unworthy, you're still not secure, they're going to do things that give you reasons to not feel worthy or secure. If you push them to the side, okay, prioritize yourself, your regulation, your self-concept. Then they come back in and you're treating yourself so good and you see yourself so highly, you could only receive a version that matches that. So you would never, even as the highest version of you, even receive a low version of them. It doesn't match. The reason you received a low version of them is because you were a low version of you. When you're a high version of you, you receive a high version of them. Two different versions, two different people, not the same person. I like to call the lower version, the one that you have resentment towards, I call them evil twin. It looks like your specific person, sounds like your specific person, but it couldn't possibly be your specific person because the person you desire to be in a relationship with or have whatever with would never do those things that you're angry about. So the person who did those things that you're angry about, the version of them has already shown you they're not capable of being who you need them to be. They're not the one. This is why I don't preach manifestation from you're trying to take somebody or something or some circumstance that's unfavorable and make it change. No, you're taking your awareness off of the unfavorable. You're from the ground up deciding exactly what you want. We're talking about a specific person. So in this instance, what do you want them to be? How would you think about them? What would your story of your dynamic be? What would the story of yourself be? How would they show up? What things do they do? What are your favorite things about them? Okay, you have that. Now you start flooding yourself with this version. You start thinking about it. You start affirming it. You listen to rampages that support this version. You listen to the audio bundles that you go in meditation and see them. You have the subliminals where you experience it so that you are so sure about this version of them that the version of them that's unfavorable isn't even in your mind because this version is mine, not that version. And that's why I said that version of them couldn't possibly show up if you're not even focused on them, because when you get higher, you're like, I know I'm worthy of this version, not that version, then that version will only show up. Block number 3, you're trying to manifest them from lack rather than identity. This kind of goes into what I just said about you're not taking a version of them that's unfavorable and forcing them to be favorable. You're trying to force someone who's not even showing up well. If you had a higher view of yourself and you had the identity that you needed, you wouldn't even be attracted to how they're showing up right now, to the point where you're like, I'm not even going to change you. I'm going to block you, cut you off, unfollow you because you don't deserve my time or energy. Like I said, you're lucky you even know who I am. You're lucky I even know who you are. I'm the best things that ever happened to you. I am beautiful. I am funny. I'm spectacular. My personality is great. So I'm not going to put no more energy into somebody who doesn't deserve me. Until you can show up well is when I'll entertain you. Then you can focus on the version of you first. Like I said, you're worthy, you're beautiful, you're perfect, you're amazing. And then of them, they can't get enough of me because I'm so amazing. They know my worth and value because I know my worth and value. Back to the full point. You're trying to manifest from lack rather than identity. This is the number one thing that I help people shift in the manifestation workshop. If there's like one block that's the most prominent and most important, it's this. You can't manifest a specific person from trying to get something outside of you, trying to get someone outside of you. That energy says there's something that I don't have, when the whole idea of manifestation is I have it. So if your desire is already yours mentally, like there is no other way this reality can go than us ending up together. Manifestation is just me manifesting a version of myself who accepts that, who knows their worth and value, who knows their manifestation abilities, who is not sitting here waiting, who is not counting the days, but is living her best day every day because she knows she's the prize. So if the desires are already yours, then it's not about getting them, it's about becoming. It's about becoming the version of you who is loved, confident, secure, and chosen. When you stop trying to manifest them, your perspective changes from they're missing from my life. And in that way, when you're not trying to get them, you give them room to show up. Because when you're trying to get them, you're saying, I'm lacking them. They're moving away from me. They're pulling away from me. When you drop that narrative, they can finally be like, oh, I can finally go to her because she's no longer rejecting me in her mind or him. It's about the shift within you. You're not trying to get them. They don't have free will. They are you pushed out. They're only pushed so far away because you're pushed so far away from the version of you who is secure. Because you cannot assume a favorable version of somebody else if you don't even assume a favorable version of yourself. You guys will be like, I want to manifest an SP, but I don't think I can do it. I think it's going to take long. I think it's hard. Third party. They don't like me. I'm focused on 3D. I can't stop reacting. I'm dysregulated. That's why. That's the only reason why. The only reason why they're separate is not because of what they're doing or what they said. It's because of what you're doing and saying. You saying the story, this is what they did or said, and it's fact. That's what you need to change, but you cannot change that if you're not secure. You can only see reality as highly as you see yourself. So if you don't think you can manifest them and you're saying all these affirmations, well, that's why it's not going anywhere. Because your identity is lack. It's not even there. So change that. Like I said, this is exactly what the whole workshop is based in. Changing that identity so you can sustain it, you can have it, and you're so sure, literally assuming it. There is no other way it can go. Block number 4, your nervous system is not calibrated for this love or connection or dynamic or whatever you want to manifest. This one's a little sneaky. A lot of people miss it. A lot of people do not know about nervous system regulation, but you can say affirmations all day. You can visualize your SP begging for you all day. You can script like your life depends on it. But if your body does not feel safe with intimacy, with closeness, with being loved, with being adored, with being spoiled, right? Maybe you just want to manifest princess treatment, period. Your body will find a way to push it away. You will sabotage. You will go off on them. You will give up. It's not sabotage. It's literally survival. Your body goes into survival mode when things go your way because your body is not calibrated for things to go your way. You literally expect to fail. This is why NSR is so important, because your body is controlled by the subconscious mind. So your body will literally make it so that you do not get this manifestation. That's why you affirm and you're like, well, I feel like crap when I affirm. I'm literally anxious. My mind instantly doubts it. My body instantly rejects it. I get anxiety just seeing their username pop up on my screen. Why? You're the prize. You are the prize. So until you regulate your nervous system and give yourself a new sense of security, a new baseline of security, you'll keep creating more of the same. Like I said with that girl who said, why every time we do good and get to this point, it always goes bad every time. Your nervous system is not programmed for that security. NSR, please have a video on that as well. Regulating your nervous system at least twice daily, using the nervous system regulation techniques: deep breathing, meditation, EFT tapping, somatic shaking, cold showers, ice facials, nature walks, working out, humming, dancing, yoga. All of that, you don't have to do all of it, but those are things you can do. You could do 1 twice a day, 2 twice a day, a different one every day. Just find a way to get nervous system regulation into your program. And then especially when you're triggered by that thing, by that person, you go on Instagram, you see their username, calm down, regulate then. You gotta come back to the present moment and then remind yourself of who you are. That's my 3-step formula for triggers. NSR, self-concept, new story. Calm down, I'm the prize, they're obsessed with me. And then the last block, you're making them the source instead of the reflection. They're like the center of your reality rather than a product of you being the center of your reality. As long as your SP is on a pedestal, as long as you place them on a pedestal, you're by default beneath them, and you cannot get something that's above you. You have to be the source in your reality, or you won't be able to think you can create it because they're above you. That's literally 99% of you. Your SP is above you. That's why you're struggling. Why? When you put them on the pedestal, you're saying, if they love me, that's when I'm lovable. That's when I'm enough. If they pick me, then I'm worthy. If they text me, then I can relax. You shouldn't be unregulated unless a person does something. You shouldn't be unworthy or feel unloved until a person says a specific thing. You're the creator, not them. Real magnetism, the ability to just attract, think of somebody and they text you, it starts when you become your source of love, validation, confidence, and security. Because when you're there, like I said, you won't chase. You're no longer trying to convince them to love you. You know you're loved. So you're like, how could they not love me? Because I know what it's like to love me. And there's nothing not to love about me. How could they not think I'm attractive? Because I look in the mirror and love who I see. His exes ain't got nothing on me. That's the shift that changes everything. It's not a text that can change it. It's not a phone call with him that's going to change it. It's not you needing to see him. It's not you unblocking him or him unblocking you. Y'all think it's this physical thing. It's an internal shift, an energetic shift that happens when you are able to see yourself a specific way, because that's how the world will see you. The world sees you as highly as you see yourself. You don't think you can have him? You don't have him. It's 1 + 1. It's about creating that shift. Take them off the pedestal by realizing how much of a prize that you are. You are the ultimate prize. You got to tell yourself, okay, I'm sick of hearing this. Well, I don't know how to do that. And my self-concept stuff. The same way you tell yourself, the same way y'all tell me. I don't ask y'all to tell me. Y'all unsolicitedly say in the comments, bet somebody gonna say, I just can't persist. I just can't manifest my SB. My self-concept just sucks. I'll never have what I want. It'll just never happen. I've been trying for this long. That's reinforcing. Every single day you wake up, the more time you spend focused on a thought, the next thought following will be connected to that same thought. So if you think for like 20 seconds, I am the best. I'm the best. I can have this. The next, see how I just did that? I'm the best. I can have this. Next thought will be something. That's how I rampage. People are like, how are you so good? Because the thoughts are just flowing because my awareness is on that topic. That's how you do it. You reinforce this story. Nobody was yelling at you. He's just unavailable for you. You sit in your room every day telling yourself that story. So sit in that same room and tell yourself how amazing you are, how powerful you are, how possible this is, how easy it is. You've seen the success stories. You can go in the testimonials tab in the workshop. A good amount of them are specific person stories. Overnight, like I said, in days, in a week. It does not take long unless that is your belief. So you're going to have to reinforce. Manifestation is literally a game of how well you can validate a story, how well you can validate a specific story, and how well you can stop validating the story that you've been telling, that you've been validating up until this point. How well can you stop telling yourself it is impossible to have this person or have what you want? How well can you stop telling yourself you're not good enough or you're not powerful enough or it's just never going to happen? How much can you stop telling yourself how long it's been and just be in the present moment and live as if there's no past? There's nothing that's happened up until this point, and there's nothing that is forced to happen. It is fully up to me. Like I said, this is the exact process I walk you through inside the Master Manifestation Workshop. I teach you identity-based manifestation, nervous system regulation, self-concept rewiring, energetic embodiment practices, how to assume the end and how to hold it and stay there so your desires materialize fast. Thousands have used this to manifest healthy relationships, SPs, no contacts, soulmates, engagements, whatever it is. It's not about getting them. It's about becoming you, becoming the best version of you. Because I want you to assume this like nobody's business. If you can't know it like nobody's business, how do you expect anybody else to? You got to know this new story like the back of your hand. This isn't about making someone love you. It's about becoming the version of you who's already loved. Because when you become them, everything else adjusts. They are just a reflection of your stories. Stop making them anything more than that. They are just a reflection of your stories, period. And with that being said, that is all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, you can have anything you want in this universe. Nothing's too big, small, wide, or expensive. I believe in you. You should believe in you. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.